Hello, Visions families and staff. Welcome to this session of the Curriculum Fair for 2025. I am joined by our Ordering Services Department, and I will take no time from them and will allow them to introduce themselves. So, Melissa, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. My name is Melissa Pitlack, and I am the Ordering Services Manager here at Visions. And today we're going to be learning about the Amazon API. So we are going to skip this slide since we are well settled. Our agenda today, we will do brief introductions. I will explain the two different order types for families where you can order from Amazon in Launchpad. We will have a brief description of what the Amazon API is. We'll talk about the types of available items in the Amazon API. I'll walk through how you place an order, and we will have time for Q&A. As I mentioned right at the start, my name is Melissa. I've been here at Visions for about 2 years in the Ordering Services Department. We also are joined by Kaylee and Kristen from our Curriculum PLI team. And on this slide, we have links to both of our department's wire pages. So up at the top, ordering services, we've got a wealth of information there for you, and the curriculum page on the Homeschool Hub, where you can find more of the instructional materials. Amazon API, the key thing to take away from this presentation, get your essential items even faster. So by the end of this webinar, you will know why we created the Amazon API and the difference between two kinds of Amazon orders, how you can order essential pre-approved items for your student and receive them faster, and examples of the types of items you can order from the Amazon API. Spoiler alert, they include things like printer paper, pencils, markers, and key items for ELA and math. So express ordering, if you've been a Visions family or a Visions teacher, you should be familiar with this screen, these logos. This has been an option since LPAD 2020. And if you've ever ordered something from Amazon, you likely have walked through these steps. From an ordering perspective, these are some of our favorite types of orders because all of the key information is pulled right in from the vendor's website for us. So these orders essentially work by either the parent or teacher shopping right on the vendor's website. So you click on the Amazon logo, you're no longer in Launchpad, boop, you're right on Amazon.com. It looks and feels like Amazon that you're used to shopping on all the time. But then instead of paying at the end, you hit submit for approval and you come back into Launchpad. After you create your order, it goes to your Visions teacher for approval, and then Ordering Services has to take a look at it to review it and process it. And this is important because nothing ships until we are done with that step. If you've got 50 items on an order and we're not sure about one of them, none of them are shipping until the whole order is done. And the biggest delay with these orders is that review step to make sure the items are allowed. Amazon has so many great products, lots of choices, but it can be tricky to know which ones can be purchased with your school funds. And to give some context, our families and teachers love Amazon a lot. So we have many, many orders for Amazon. Already this school year, we have processed, that's actually like sent to Amazon. They've shipped the stuff $1.6 million worth of school items for students, which is 21,000 orders. It's not just homeschool. So if you're like, wow, that is a lot of stuff for Homeschool Academy, it's not just homeschool. We support all 4 academies. And back to school season is our busiest season because everybody needs all their items for the brand new school year. Just in August, we processed 7,700 orders, which is a lot. And if you're going, wow, 7,700 orders. You must have like 30 staff members. No, there are 8 of us full-time. And then for the busy season, we do pull in another 7 or 8 people to help. But we do not have like, a whole room full of people just processing orders, which is why we needed a better and more efficient option. So these next two slides are going to compare the two types of Amazon orders. And I'm going to pause because we've got somebody jumping in. Welcome to the Zoom. We have already started. And we are currently talking about the two types of Amazon orders in Launchpad. So we have the express orders, which was the type you may be familiar with from previous years. So the order creation's pretty easy. You're on Amazon's website, you're shopping. Shipping and tracking information pulls in automatically into Launchpad, which is a really nice feature. Families and teachers can check and see if the items have shipped, if they're on their way. And there is a wide variety of items available. However, the products are not always in stock, which can cause some frustration. And not all the products are approved for vision students. If you can imagine the wide amount of items Amazon sells, not everything is appropriate for students. Compare that with our Amazon API, which is in Launchpad. You would order it under pre-approved materials. So also very easy order creation. In fact, I think it's even easier. You don't even have to leave Launchpad. It's right inside Launchpad. You also get the shipping and tracking updates. But all of these items are pre-approved by Visions. So essentially, you don't ever get order rejections. And it shows you right away if the products are in stock or not. The downside to Express, even though we have lots of variety, creativity, can be those delays, especially back to school season and a little bit at the beginning of the spring semester. Whereas the pre-approved materials are much faster. These are skipping ordering services entirely. Once your teacher approves it, it goes to Amazon. And typically that's 3 days or less, sometimes less than a day. It's also easier to shop. Items are filtered by both subject and grade level, and we provide a whole list of the items you need to use with your core curriculum right there in Launchpad for you. So you're not having to search by the name of an item, search for something maybe you're not sure if this is the right edition that you need. We did all that research for you. So what, in a nutshell, what is it? So the Amazon API really is just a new Amazon store right inside Launchpad. Everything's filtered by your student's grade level. So if you only have one student at Visions, everything will already be pre-filtered for their grade level. If you have multiple students, it'll be filtered based on the student that you started the order from, and we'll walk through that in the demo. And these are essentially commonly ordered materials. They are skipping ordering services because they are pre-approved. We realized all these kids need printer paper. Why are we looking at all these orders for printer paper? Like they can have them, they can have pencils. So it really is an efficiency improvement and an automation improvement. These are some examples of school supplies that are available. So we've got pocket folders, binders, rulers. There are many other items in here, but this gives you an idea of what it looks like right inside Launchpad. You get a little picture, you get the product name, the price, it's all right there. Items are filtered by subject and grade level, and we know parents and teachers are busy. Maybe you don't have Launchpad pulled up, maybe you haven't logged in lately. You can find all the items in our Google Sheet right here. There's a link here. It's also available on the wire. So if you're just chilling on the couch and you're like, man, are mechanical pencils on there? You can go take a look. That might be easier than trying to log in to LPAD on your phone. And here's an example of what that sheet looks like. It has a brief product description, the most recent price, the grade levels it's approved for, and then it's all sorted by subject or category. You might be curious, what were the top items ordered this past year? So we launched the API around this time last year. It's been great so far. We really are still trying to encourage families and teachers to use it because it is new. And no surprise, this year our top items were all school supplies. These are items every kid needs, all grade levels. So printer paper, all your writing utensils, pencils, markers, mechanical pencils, colored pencils. And then since this is the curriculum fair, I wanted to specifically shout out that we have curated materials for our core curriculum. So specifically for Open Up, we have all of the trade books listed in the API. They're under the subject or the category Open Up. And so this is all of the children's books that go along with the curriculum. Same with math. We went through all the recommended manipulatives and items for all of our core math curriculum and added all of those items into the math section. So you've got number dice, a clock, tape measure. This is for first grade. So, you know, a eighth grader's probably not going to need a clock. They're not doing time. But your first grader, this would be appropriate materials for them. And work with your teacher. Every student may not need every item on the list, but we want to make it easy for you and your teacher to order them. All right, so we talked about what it is, we talked about what's in there, and now it is time to walk through actually placing an order. And give me a second because I need a drink of water. Okay. So in Launchpad, from your parent or teacher page, you will start a new order. And this is done from one of the individual student accounts. So remember which student you picked if you have more than one student. And your order type will be called HS for homeschool, HS pre-approved materials. So we refer to this in two different ways. We say Amazon API, which is more of an internal term, and then we also say pre-approved materials. It's the same thing. So pre-approved materials is what you will pick. If you're going, Melissa, I'm never going to remember all these steps, it's okay. We have a wonderful step-by-step guide available on the wire. You can check it out anytime, and it will walk you through the steps. Once you're in that new order page, this is what it will look like. You will have a list of different subjects that you can spin open and see all of the different options inside. It will be filtered by the student's grade level. And then from that list of available items, you will just be clicking this add to order button. It might be a little hard to see on the slide, but it's basically the only blue button available. And you can add all the items in the section, one item from the section, and you can mix and match items from different subjects into the same order. Once you've added one or more items, all of those items in the order information will show up at the bottom of the screen. So that may be a little different than some of the experience you're used to in Launchpad. So if you scroll down, you will see your order summary. And for this example, we just have one product, which is a book. And from here, you can remove the item. You can decide you want two of these. I don't know why you would want two of these. Or you can say, you know what? Never mind. I was just playing around. I don't want any of this stuff. And you can clear the cart. Most of the time, you will submit the order. And it's the same checkout options as you have with a regular Amazon Express order. It'll default to their primary address, their contact information, or you can put in a new address, a new contact. You can add an order comment. It is the same address rules we have for other Amazon orders, so essentially no PO boxes, and it has to be in California. And then that's it. You have created your pre-approved materials order. You will see the typical Launchpad order confirmation screen with your order number. And then from here, the order will go right to your teacher's dashboard and it'll show up and say order waiting for approval. Once your teacher finishes reviewing the items and hits approve, it goes straight to Amazon. So that can be an hour, that can be a day, depends on when your teacher logs in and has time, but it does not need to go to ordering services. And that is because we have decided all of these items are appropriate for the students they are filtered for. That was 20 minutes. We went through a lot. So to recap, now you know why we created the Amazon API and the difference between the two types of Amazon orders. And in a nutshell, it's efficiency and speed. We realized we were having some bottlenecks with the review process, and many of these items are being ordered over and over. So let's make that faster. We went through how to order those essential pre-approved items and get them faster. And the key is hitting that pre-approved order type and picking from our list. And we walked through some different types of items you can order through the API, typically school supplies, but also items correlated with our core curriculum. And that is it for the meat of the presentation. If you do have questions, please put those in the Zoom chat, and Kaylee or one of our moderators will handle it from there.
Yes, thank you, Melissa.